Welcome to another great day on the planet. And for the food which we're about to receive, may we be truly thankful and use it to create cosmic, creative energy. Amen. A woman. A dog.
I'm the Bitterfly Man.
And I'm Linda Blair.
And while you're down there, do an old friend a favor. There's life in the old dog yet.
Are you referring?
Scientific evidence suggests, but does not prove, that eating 1.5 ounces per day of most nuts, such as peanuts, pistachios, pecans, and Plotkins, as part of the diet low in saturated fat and cholesterol, and not resulting in increased caloric intake, may reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. See nutrition information for fat content.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been travelling around New Zealand with Robert for a while. Please, this is a guy. This is the man. Put your hands together. Welcome, Mr. Robert Nelson. Come on.
Waldo!
Waldo does not suck.
That's right!
I'm going to show you someone who sucks. Watch closely.
Crazy stuff. You're bad.
Perfect. Okay, Wally, with a child, not his own, in his arms, the same trick.
It's not working, Robert. It was a good idea originally, but...
It was your idea.
I know.
You know, you're...
It was really stupid, sorry.
It was kind of dumb, actually. He does kind of suck, doesn't he? But Woodhead's been... Well, I do agree with you, actually, but the point is he's been doing this for a long time, okay? And when I first started, way before you were even an embryo, okay? Even a blastocele. Is that... Few of you know what a blastocele was. Or a gastrocele, okay? We're getting too much here? Okay, let's talk about procreate. Zygotes. Let's talk about zygotes. Mitosis, meiosis. The point is, this has been going on. The Renegade stage has been going on since 1986. Renegade Tom, round of applause for a man responsible for the whole thing. In 1986, he came up to me and said, Robert, we got nothing. We're at the back of a gym. We've got a stage. We've got nothing. Would you go on and do something? There was a police officer there in San Jose. I took the police officer. I brought him on stage. And this is all I remember. And I can show you how deluded a person can be about their own self. I did the show. Now, this is not the part that you guys know. This is the part that really matters. I walked on stage. I did this thing with a cop. At the very end, the entire audience stood up. I thought it was a standing ovation. To me, it was a standing ovation. I ran inside the gymnasium. All these people started pouring in to the gym. I turned and started running. This is true. This is true. Mardine Rubio used to work with Rick out of Baltimore. What was the name of the act? Variety in Motion. Right, Variety in Motion. She goes, Butterfly, I love you. Bella, this will be over quick. I promise you. I start running. I thought I had finally become a decent comedian. I start running down the street. There was a guy next to me. I don't even remember the guy's name, but I started running in place next to him. And I said, this is what happened to the Beatles when they first started. Went all the way back, did this whole bit with a candy machine, went up to my room. Arsene was already there. He goes, Butterfly, you were unbelievable tonight. So I thought I was great, right? 3 years later, I'm at Pier 39. This lady comes up to me and she says, I saw you in San Jose. And I went, yeah, what'd you think about the cop routine? And she goes, you know, that was pretty good, but wasn't it interesting the way the sprinkler system came on as soon as you finished? 3 years thinking you were good and then realizing you really suck.
Go. Technique, folks. Ready, Alan? Hup, 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 hup. Yeah! Yeah! I know it's good. Thank you. A little late, sir. Thank you very much, though. Ready? 1, 2, 3, hop. Yeah! On video, you missed it! And you weren't ready! Switch to video, pal. It's the next generation!
When I first heard about the Juggling Association, I heard it from a friend named Carter Andrews, lived in Nashville. I was still twiddling test tubes in a laboratory and dreaming about being a juggler. I used to do what's known as writers' nights at the Exit Inn. And I really thought that being a performer was my way of identifying who I was really, not who I was pretending to be, like the legacy of my father. So Carter takes me to Youngstown, Ohio in 1975. And we were at a YMCA. It was a dirty, kind of a sooty town, you know. It had a layer of black, like dust on it, everything. And it was very hot and humid, and there was no air conditioning, and this little gym. And in I walk with my, I had this hat with butterflies on the side of it. I still had hair. And I saw what a real juggler was. I saw them over in a corner throwing so many objects in the air that I just couldn't believe it. There weren't that many of them. There were only a few, but I never saw anything like that in my life. And I walked outside and sat on the steps, the entranceway in the foyer. All these old doors that pushed open. It was very hot and very muggy, and I started to cry because I knew that I could never do that. I'd never be that good. And yet that's what I wanted to do. So anyway, while I was sitting there, this old man walks in. 50. He was bald like me. Well, actually, I was going bald, but I wasn't completely bald. I wore a hat. Anyway, he said, "Why are you crying?" And I said, "Because I'll never be that good." And he says, "You don't have to be that good. Because you're a performer. You're giving them something else." So I kind of dried my eyes and went inside, and I started to talk to those people, and I found out that most of them weren't stage performers. Most of them were just jugglers or teachers or just ordinary people that threw things around. There's only 100 people there. 100 people. Of those 100 people, maybe 5 of them could juggle 5 objects. In 1975. And that evening, they had the show. I mean, it wasn't a public show. It was just a show for us, right? Maybe the people at the Y came down. Dick Franco was the president. Fred Garver was the MC. Very young, very handsome. Looks exactly the way today as he did back then. He's never changed. He's got a picture in his attic that looks of a really old man. He's the Dorian Gray of the juggling world. So anyway, they do the show, and the final act is Art Jennings. Really, it was the final act for me because he walks on, and without juggling, really, I mean, he did some juggling. He entertained us like the super clown that he was, right? He was a super clown. Old vaudevillian, right? He had all that old style. That he was one of the founding fathers of the IJA. I didn't know that then. And he was just wonderful to me, and it changed the whole way I looked at who I was. I didn't have to be living under the image of a scientific father, trying to live up to that image. I didn't have to be even a great juggler. All I had to do was give through whatever way I could as much to the people as they were given to me. That's the one lesson I did learn from watching Art Jennings. He didn't keep it to himself. He turned it back to the audience. A lot of performers just keep that energy, and they take it home with them. You know, they suck it from you, and that leaves you empty. But what he would do, and then it gives them big egos and they walk around, but Art Jennings would always give it back to his audience in spades. And I learned to do that pretty much early on, or I tried to early on, not to try to, take it with me at the end of the day. I know it's strange to talk about energy, because energy is not something that's concrete and you can't hold it in your hand, right? But it's a transferal of energy on a stage, and anybody that goes up there, I mean, even if you're a lay person, you know, you get pulled up onto a stage, you know you're on a stage. You close, you know, you can feel what's happening, you know, all this come waves of stuff, and you're most of the people are you're out of control when you're up there. You don't know what you're doing. Even if you know what you're doing, you don't know what you're doing, because it's a different scene. You know, you ever see the juggling competitions? It's just like these guys got the moves down over and over and over. You know, in that gymnasium in their local neighborhood, they've got that thing to, you know, scientifically down. And then all of a sudden, same music. Maybe the lighting's a little bit different. Maybe it's better. But that audience is there. And everything changes. All the energy that's coming at you is different. It's not just, your focus changes dramatically. You have to focus on that, of what's coming to them. And if you don't focus on that and you start focusing on this or tossing thingies in the air, you're going to blow it. You're going to blow it for the audience. I'm not interested in watching somebody do that. I'm interested in watching somebody give me a piece of their soul out there. Show me who you are. Show me a part of who you are. Then I'll pay attention. And maybe I'll take something home with me. You know, instead of forgetting you in the parking lot as I'm getting in my car.
This is the scene. I want to tell you an honest thing about being a performer. There's a guy sitting in back of all of you with a bandana on his head staring at the fire. Okay? He has absolutely no interest in what's going on here, because nothing matters to him. Now, a performer coming out on stage is generally very nervous about what they do, even if they know what they're doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. But I was over with the horses. There was a horse over there, and he's sitting down there all by himself. Is this not right? I'm talking to Glenn because he's the horse expert. Steady, boy, steady. Steady. You ever seen this guy act? You ever seen his show? You think it's good, right? What does he do? Nothing. Climbs over a little teeny pole in a horse outfit. Whoa! Isn't that incredible? Who needs a microphone? Let me tell you what I really think, all right? I'll tell you, Graham. Mr. Macadamia Nut. 1985, after Nicaragua shows up at my house, I got this great idea about a land deal. It was jungle. Who wants to live in a tree? Nobody. Who puts it together? Don Van Horn. Look what happened to him. 2.5 years of watching videos with a 6-pack of beer. How pathetic can that be? I come close, but I never went that far down. Ooh. You want me to start on the Conways now? www.pervert.com. I rule rec.juggling. The point I'm trying to make is anybody can be as good as you want to be if you just believe you don't suck. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring a personal friend of mine onto the stage right now. A man who had a child in his arms just a second ago who was not interested in seeing any of his tricks. Wally, every time I've been on stage with Waldo, it's been magic. Maybe not to everybody. Danielle, I don't even want to talk to you about translocated 17th chromosomes. Okay? Do you know what happens if you drink too much when the child is in the womb? I believe that child was conceived in Isla Vista. She was kicked out of the convention. Wally, until you get up here and do a few hat tricks for these people, I'm going to talk about Kahuna. Because not anybody here knows who he is. Kahuna? Do you know who he is? His real name is Scott Pruitt. Come on up here, Wally.
Waldo.
Well,
Tissue. You tripped on a tissue. It's the hair. Haggis does that trick without even trying. You do. Waldo sucks. Come on, Wally. Come on. Show him what you got.
Waldo Red.
It's not my hat. Ladies and gentlemen, Waldo, the world's greatest juggler. Get rid of the no wind at all. I'm a professional. Just do it like this. Can you edit this? Oh yeah, I can do it. I'm strong. Oh well. Thank you. Have I juggled yet? Have I done something? Is it time for me to get off? I've been up here for a while already. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Let's see, the young girl over here with the little thing in your hand, come up here. Come here. You seen this guy around up here, right? Guy is staying at my house. Masaji Terasawa, right? The taffy sculptor guy. Bring this up here. We're going to document this for future reference. I'm going to do this guy's act for you, okay? Okay, hold it for just a second. You're going to like this. Anybody got any Oriental music? Huh? You can have the rose back. That's good. Thank you. Everybody kind of do some Chinese, Japanese music for me. Ready? Over here you go, ching gong, 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 ding gong. And over here you do something else, all right? Ready? Up and down, 5, 6 minutes. Up and down, 5, 6 minutes. Up and down, 5, 6 minutes. That's That's all I remember. But thank you very much, all right? It's surprising what you people stand here and watch, isn't it?
Nah, come on. I took that Percodan right away. Washed it down with a beer. And then went on stage! No, Percodan wasn't my drug of choice. On stage, no. If I wanted to do a really good show, well, let's just say if I wanted to do any show between 82 and 85, and it would take progressively more and more drug to get me going, for about all those 3 years, maybe a little 3.5, 4 years, I used to do just a line or two of coke, not too much. Always have at least a joint or a couple of puffs just before you went on. So it wouldn't happen right away. You'd be into your thing, you'd be control, you read your audience, you get them to where they like you, you're under control, and then all of a sudden, boom, the high hits you. Hopefully things are going well at that point, because that's a very delicate place to be. And then I jump into wherever I wanted to go. And I was told, you know, you can talk to Mitchell Barrett about this, or what the things that I said and the things that I did, and I don't believe a lot of them. You know, because I just know myself, and I don't do things like that, you know. I do remember saying, "Is that your girlfriend? Well, do us all a favor and slap the bitch," to this guy. You know, that might be true. I do remember the Harley Davidson guys. I remember the gun incident. I remember the Indian. I remember the Mexicans waiting for me after the show. I remember a couple of instances like that repercussions, but I don't actually remember the actual show itself or what prompted this animosity. Because generally all I heard was laughter, you know? And they say if there's no victim, there is no comedy, right? So obviously there was a few victims from that laughter. I'm not very good at self-deprecating humor. I can make fun of my bald head, but that's one joke, you know? My big nose maybe, but I don't consider it big. Never did. People told me it's big, and I went to an audition in L.A. with a bunch of bald guys with big noses, so I guess other people think I do.
And you two are from the Vaudeville Festival here. Can you tell me a little bit about what's going on in the show or whatever?
Well, we're just... What are we doing here, Bob?
Me? I'm ripping off your beer.
All right, I'm the heart, the teardrops are in my head. Well, all right.
Now you're used to it, you know? It's pathetic. I mean, you're supposed to go indoors when things like this happen. It's just, isn't that what people are supposed to do? Go indoors, stay away, wait for the sun to come out. No. We want to see the buskers. We have a miserable winter. We have to stay indoors all the time. I don't care if it's soaking wet out there. At least it's not 45 degrees below zero. You know? Let's go watch the little... Maybe give every other one a loony or something, you know? Like, you know, I'm 47 years old. Like, what does a loony mean to me, huh? Huh? It might as well give me nothing. Come up and go, hey, you were kind of funny, clown, and then just go on. My life is so pathetic. Oh, and you're going to film this, is that right? Huh? You're going to put this in, like, the Edmonton 97 archives. This, my swan song, huh? I'm up here venting to these people, and you're going to put it on film. I'm ready to snap. You know, I've gotten to the point I just don't even care anymore. It doesn't really matter one way or the other, you know? I never thought I'd live this long. I started out 20 years ago in Mardi Gras in New Orleans thinking, Boy, what a great idea this would be, you know? Go out there and, you know, I enjoy juggling, or I used to, you know? And go and make people laugh. What a wonderful career that would be, you know? How lovely. And look, they're putting money in my hat. Isn't this wonderful? I can eat, too. No problem. You know, what a great life this is going to be. 20 years later, I'm doing the same stinking thing. Sorry. Same act, too. I didn't have an act then, I don't have an act now. Just, yeah, man, here comes the rain again. Come on, come on! All right, I'm ready. Just had to stall a little bit, you know? Now, ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to see is the original juggling act. Everybody else, hey! No one excused you. I used to teach school. Anyway, when I started out performing, I had no act, like I said, so I sort of made it up as I went along. And every once in a while, an audience member would yell something out that was funny. And I'd go, yeah, obviously not you. And I'd write it down, and and everybody'd think after a while, boy, that guy's pretty good. He's got some pretty funny lines in his show. So, that was the days of when video cameras were getting popular. So these people who had real jobs would come out, young kids, you know, like starting out to be lawyers or doctors, and they'd film my show, and they'd go, God, if that idiot can make a career out of that, I can certainly juggle a lot better than he can. I can do it too. So what happened exactly is they all decided to go out there and steal my act. Not that it was much of an act to begin with, but that was it. So now I've got to put up with people coming up to me and going, hey, you stole that material. Now that feels great, you know? When you get these guys on 4-meter unicycles and they do all of your lines and you stole your act from the Flying Dutchman. I just love that. That makes me feel good. Wait until the rain comes a little harder. I'm not ready yet. I stole that? How about this one? I'm your real father. That ought to mess you up. Kid, you better be careful. I'm still on probation. They didn't prove anything, though. They didn't have enough evidence left. Okay. Am I ready? Yes. A lighter. I need a lighter. I didn't even bring a lighter. Can't. Oh, great. Thanks a lot, Mr. Pyro. All right, give me your lighter. Let's toss it up here.
All right. How do I know you're not going to steal it?
How do I know you're not going to steal it? I'll give it right back to you. You a smoker?
Better believe it.
You got a cigarette on you?
Yeah.
Light it up. Show you a little magic trick. I don't usually do this trick. How old are you? That's a great lighter. Oh, what's your name? Steve. Let me see the cigarette. Steve, you ever think you might want to quit smoking?
No.
Well, if you ever do, someday I'm going to show you how. You stand over here next to me. Watch this. All right? This is how to quit smoking, Steve, in one move. There you go. I shouldn't have done that. I got to do the show with one eye. Well, that shouldn't affect much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, in case you don't know who I am, like as if you really cared to begin with, my name is the Butterfly Man. You can tell my little logo is the butterfly. Now, when I was starting out performing in 1976 as a clown at Opryland, I did it for 3 months. And then because I couldn't get hired again after that to be a juggler, I went out to the streets in New Orleans. And I put all this stuff, laid it out on the pavement, and I put together this little act. And I couldn't get anybody to watch me because I couldn't gather a crowd. Obviously, people in America don't exactly gather around people who aren't doing something good. Not to say anything against Canadians. I mean, I really think you people are great, but get a life. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, I saw this guy. He was a street performer, one of those scumbag people you see with torn jeans and plays a guitar, you know? And he was okay. He smelled a little bad, but he was doing all right. And I couldn't understand how come he could get a crowd and I couldn't. And I found out he was wearing a top hat, which he passed at the end of his show. So what he did was right when he was getting ready to pass the hat, he'd take his hat off, and he was bald underneath, and all the people laughed when he did that. So I said, what a great idea. Since I'm the butterfly man, I think, boy, you look tough, man. Don't let your father cut your hair anymore. Get up here. What's your name? Brandon. That's so. Stand right here, Brandon. Face the crowd and smile. Good job. Hold this up. You got a lot of guts? We'll see. Keep this going, all right? Keep your focus on that, all right? I love kids. Now, don't move, no matter what happens, all right? What I'm going to try to do is wrap this around you. Just look at that so you don't freak, all right? Just learning this, all right? All right? Now, I want you to scream when you hear the crack, all right? Arnold Schwarzenegger School of Acting, all right? That was good. A little more, all right? What kind of haircut is that, huh? Man, it's long on the top and short on the sides. Kind of the opposite of me, you know? That freaked you out a little bit too, huh? Round of applause for Brandon. Get out of here. That was good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm ready to do the show. I hope you enjoy what I do. You'll remember this, and I'll forget it. All right. You got it? Oh, I got to start my music. This is my little warm-up here. Oh, is it going? No music today? Oh, this is great. Yes. Kind of gives that austere.
Somewhere, deep in the jungle, are living some little men and women.
What? Got a problem? Hey, I look ridiculous already. What does it matter, you know?
And maybe they are our future.
This is the only thing I ask from you people, all right? To go like this, I want everybody to make a lot of noise and applaud real loud, all right? Agreed? All right? When everybody else does it, that'll be your cue. Little test here, all right? Little test, all right? That was pathetic. All right? Mister, hey, includes you, all right? They're applauding and you're not. I'll do the whole show. Just picking on you, all right? I don't think you want that. All right? Try it again, and I'm watching you.
You know who really gets the credit? I'd love to say, I walk into a juggling convention and they go, "Oh, there's the godfather of buskers. Yeah, that old guy over there with the butterflies on his head." It wasn't me. I came onto the scene. There were street performers aplenty. In 1971, when I first saw a street performer, Henry the Fiddler, in New Orleans, I was at a party with a bunch of street musicians. I was a juggler, okay? I looked at him. This is Jackson Square, New Orleans, 1971. Just a couple of guys. Babe Stovall would play his steel dobro behind his back before he was murdered. Guy named Leather. They all lived at the Head Inn. We ate red beans and rice at Buster Holmes and 37 cents a plate. Man, that was good. Red beans and rice. 37 cents a plate. Anyway, so I went down and I would watch these guys. And they all talked about this guy, Henry the Fiddler. Who's this guy? I don't know who he is. They had a party. I'm in the party. I was the juggler, right? I juggled to their music while they were playing. So I'm in this party, and the room's wall-to-wall people. They're all sitting on the floor. So there's no room really to walk. All of a sudden, the door opens. And there stands this, he's about 6'3", about the same height as you. And he had this long black mane of hair and this multicolored robe draped thing. I mean, I don't know what the clothes didn't exactly define his body or anything. They draped on him like some sort of shroud. Multicolored shroud. And he walks in with this chin high, just all this power, right? And he goes, "Does anybody play any music in here?" It's nothing but a room full of musicians, right? He's got the Penn Jillette attitude, you know what I mean? Anybody juggle clubs here? That kind of thing. And I stood up. I said, "I do." And I had my 5 balls. I just had my 5 little balls in my hand. Actually, I had 3. I didn't have 5. I couldn't do 5. I did have 5, but I only took 3 out. And he says, I said, "Can you play the William Tell Overture?" Which is not an easy thing to play, right? On a violin. Solo. He says, "Okay." He's classically trained. Starts playing the William Tell, and I'm right with him with the balls. Juggling, right? And he's such a good player that he can watch what I'm doing to his music. And he sees things that he can do, and he starts to play with it. Next day, he goes, "You're coming with me. We can make a fortune together on the street." And we went down to Canal Street and just started walking down Canal. Get pockets of people to stop. And he was such a magnificent player. And I would juggle, give him the visuals along with it, and kind of took away, because I was a little bit straight looking still, And we made a lot of money. We made about $300 that day. End of the day, I'm thinking, I'm going to get $150, right? Gave me $20. Said, "Screw you, Henry the Fiddler." He just emailed me just a little while ago. I hadn't talked to him since 71. I hadn't talked to him since that day. I didn't email him back.
You should have asked him for money.
For the money. Yeah, you owe me $130. Asshole.
The kickoff to our bar mitzvah year is number 13. And, in street performing, there are very few legends. But there is a legend amongst us. Well, he's not quite amongst us, and that's my opening line. Robert Nelson isn't here. He's a butterfly man. So talk amongst yourselves until Robert gets here, and then we'll all just kick the shit out of him when he gets here. Alex Feldman, is he here? Oh, okay. So talk amongst yourselves for a couple minutes. We'll get the thing started as soon as Robert comes.
So he started me out in my knowledge of where to, street perform, although Canal Street sucked. But I went, visited, I was watching television. I think it was at somebody's house because I didn't have a TV. It was the Olympics. I think it was in Montreal in '76. And these two jugglers came on the screen. There was no credit or anything, but they had a huge crowd around them. They were obviously street act. And I didn't know who they were. But the next year, I met them at the juggling convention. It was Bounce and Cyrus of Locomotion Circus. It was before Flip joined them. And there were two sculpted bodies, right? Acrobats, jugglers. Just their warm-up stuff would knock your socks off. And people would, if I could do it in my act at any time during my career, I would have been somebody instead of the bum I am today. But those guys are fantastic. So Bounce, do you know anything about Bounce and Cyrus? Because I tried to introduce them to Garfield and Ivan, and they kind of poo-pooed them in Niagara because they were both there. They both hate each other, Talk about
another dysfunctional working couple.
Well, you got to talk about Cyrus P. Kosky III. This guy he's got to be the quintessential cheapest bastard on the planet. Guy carries around a 7-Eleven coffee cup that is so stained, okay, because he can get free refills. This thing is so fucking stained. It's brown. It's no longer white. It's brown, right? The 7-Eleven is barely distinguishable. Well, I guess I'm going to have to get a new cup now. Can I change this cup for another cup? Yeah, I guess so. Yes, free coffee. What a cheap bastard.
Video. Very good. Here's your Justin. There we go.
I missed a lot. I know, sir. What I usually do right now is try to gather a crowd. Most of you people obviously have nothing to do. Just listen to the music. Remember this, all right? This is actually the start of it. All right, I gotta get my hand. Here we go. How many to go? Without poison. Do this. This is Alex. Round of applause for Alex. I'll do it again. Great job! Round of applause for Alex! tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to do a little something for you now. It's called the ancient art of fire eating. Now, for your information, fire eating was invented 1,000 years ago by an idiot. And I'm keeping it alive today. Watch. Cameras ready? Taking the torch, putting it out using just my mouth. Hey, you didn't pay to get in here. All right, I'll do the real thing. But seriously, folks, this is dangerous to do outdoors because of the wind, and I don't want you to worry, I've done it before. I didn't hear a joke in there. Watch! Watch! Doesn't hurt right away when you get old. On the count of 3, everybody yell, eat it. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Come on, make some noise. Wake up. It's like pulling teeth out here. Let me ask you, has anybody's here ever seen anybody use these before? You're gonna see it again, kid. Ladies and gentlemen, invented by the late, great W.C. Field. Ow. A man who loved children. Medium rare. On the count of 3, everybody go hop. 1, 2, 3. Now the sun was in my eyes. I stepped on a rock. It was the wind. You thought that was funny, did you? It's not funny after the 3rd time I say it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Wait. Gonna take that 1 step further. Hey, magnets are working. All right, now. Watch closely, ladies and gentlemen, as I attempt the difficult, all the way from the left to the right, in one move known as the ooh. All the way back, however, known as the oh, you a smart crowd now. Did that in Calgary, and they went, I don't know. Both at the same time. Ooh, very funny, kid. You sound like an old car. And more difficult. Hop. I know it's good. And the difficult one. Oh, there we go. Hop. Yes. Everybody single clap with me. Clap twice. 3 times. Whoa. That'll be enough of that trick. Okay. Here we go, the tough one. Around the world. Sometimes known in Mexico as the El Toro Poo-Poo. A little too young for Spanish. Here we go. Oh, no. I don't need your pity. Alan, edit. Maybe I do need your pity. All right, we'll try it one more time. If it doesn't work that time, you can just pay me and leave. Yes. Whoa! I know some of you missed it, so I'm going to do it again, but this time in slow motion. Ireland. All right, now, shut up!
This was so great. I was working on a sumo wrestling bit with one of the Japanese guys. I used to do it with a good Masahiro-san, who was my good buddy. But he's funny, and this fucking guy wasn't. But I wanted to try the bit out with a Japanese guy. I needed Japanese sumo wrestling, right? Like we did in Rapid City, right? Pull our underwear up a crack of our ass. And so I get this guy out who's part of that Japanese contingent there. He seems like an affable gentleman, you know, young Japanese guy, built, biggest one. And I start doing, my Japanese sucks, right? I know some honorifics and, you know, onegashimasu and shit like that, but I can't really communicate. Especially trying to tell him, we're going to do a sumo wrestling bit on stage. Let's work on some of the moves together, right? So anyway, we're doing this thing, and he flips me in the air and throws me down on the ground really hard, right on my elbow. Boom! I'm down, right? He's a judo champion, right? I didn't know that. And so he just instinctively, because I was grappling him, and anyway, my elbow, just all this, it just starts going really big, like I'm about to hear. So I put a pressure bandage on her. I wrapped it, you know, real tight. So what happens is all the blood shoots all up and down your arm in this immense bruise. So it looks like it's really bad, right? Like, oh man, you're hurt. But it didn't really hurt all that bad, and I could still move it pretty good. But it looked terrible, which is great. So I go up, and there's Cyrus in Niagara. I hadn't seen him in years. Walk up, how you doing, Cyrus? Right? Sitting there talking. I said, Cyrus, why don't we just go a couple of rounds? Let's get it out of the way. No, why don't we fight? He says, oh, how many rounds? And I says, just one. We'll go until one of us knocks the other one out. That's what I said. I remember that. Now, this guy could kill me. He could kill pretty much anybody, all right? This is all bravado on my part. I couldn't fucking fight my way out of a paper bag, right? But I'm all mouth anyway, so. Anyway. So I say one thing, and just then, this guy walks up to me. He goes, man, I saw what happened to you last night with that judo champion. I said, well, he shouldn't have fucked with me. He says, are you all right? How's your arm? I picked up my arm, and it's black and blue from here to here. And I said, it's all right. I'll be fine. Cyrus goes, are you okay? Are you all right? I never saw him take an interest in me before in my life. But with all this bravado, my arm, right? Oh, I said, man, I just fell into this. It was perfect. He goes, I said, nah, that's nothing, man. I get that all the time when we're, you know, boxing and stuff like that. I took one boxing lesson from a friend of mine. That was it. And then he hit me and it hurt. So I said, I don't want to do that anymore. So, but I know how to hold my hands now. Or I used to. Now Cyrus went all the way to his van, and he got me a Percodan. And he didn't even charge me for it. A Percodan. But he did tell me, he goes, you know, I usually charge $250 for these. But here you go. I still have it.
Thank you. Isn't that cute? Adorable. Here you go. Little Rose. That's right. You can have it. It's okay. That's right. Push the kid up here. Doesn't want to come up here. Get the rose, kid. It's free, huh? Rip-off dad you must be, huh? For the lady, right? And the purse. All right. Let's do a little ad-libbing here. See what she's got in here, huh? Oh, a free circus bargain ticket. I'll take that. Yeah. And what else? something for us all. Spritz Fini. This is something I can use, huh? This is gonna make you show. What are you gonna use it for, huh? You've got less than I do if you tied them end to end. There you go. That's for Mommy, okay? Tell Mommy she owes me $1 for the rose, okay? All right. This is what I've been waiting to do. There you go. Thanks a lot. Ah, that makes my cold sore sting. Ah. What are you feeding kids these days, huh? Huh? It's not your kid? I imagine we'll see his little face on a milk carton someday soon, huh? Oh, Mr. Smoker, huh? Don't care about anybody else but you, huh? Hey, see the cigarette, pal. You ever think you might want to quit? Not really? Well, folks, a lot of people are smokers and they want to quit. Let me show you how to quit. Document it for film. Watch closely. What's your name, sir? Keith. Keith? Watch Keith very closely for the camera. No sight lines. Thanks a lot, Keith. There you go. Oh! Man's worried about his health now!
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is my favorite part of the act, where I see how well you can juggle. I'm going to pick a few people out, the guy in a maroon shirt. How you doing, sir? What's your name? Hold on to that. Stand up back there. Nobody asked you up here. What's your name? Carl. Carl, all right. Where are you from? Good. All right, number 2, somebody in the center here. This gentleman with the mustache back here. And a leather jacket. No English? No speak English? It's okay, I speak your language. Ready? What's your name? Tommy. Tommy. Okay, boy. Hey, one hand, not bad for an alcoholic, man. That's good. Okay, Tommy, number 2. Let's try number 3. Let's try, let me try, yes, this lady hiding behind her little girl. There you go. What is your name? Oh, my God, no, just a juggler, but thank you very much. There you go, ma'am. Ready? What is your name? Lorna, where are you from, Lorna? Hey, that was good. Nice catch. All right, and one more. Big man. Football. What's your name, big guy? Okay, David. Lorna, you throw on 1, David on 2. Escucha. 3, okay? I'm your brother. Don't try to kill me. 4, all right? That'll be a visual aid. Ready now? Give it right. Ready? 1. Jeez, hey. 2. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Throw. And 4. When I tell you. Let's have a round of applause for our volunteers, please. Get up here, you. Come here. Big man, take care of yourself. You got no problems. You're shedding there, man. Your hair's falling out. What was your name? Carl. Carl and I are going to do a demonstration, ladies and gentlemen, of an Oriental martial art known as kendo, sometimes known as stick fighting. Carl, come up here. Test out the sword. Hit it hard. Hit me on the back so the folks it doesn't hurt. Hit me hard. Hard. Not that hard. What's up with that, S.A.? Ready? You go for the hat. Try to get the hat off, all right? I've got to win, though. Not so quick, are you, for a big guy, huh? Slow down a little bit. Whoa, speeding up here, though. Hey, just relax. It's just a show. Hey, if you knock the hat off, you win, all right? Shut up! That was a lucky shot. Let's have a round of applause for Carl, you lucky. Well, ladies and gentlemen, how many people think I can ride this thing? One kid. Thanks, son. How many people don't think I can ride it? How many people don't care if I can ride it? Oh, a lot of Americans up here in Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to attempt to get on this. I need a little help. Big man. Escucha. Please. What was your name again? I forgot.
David.
David. Big bad Dave. All right, Dave? Put your hand like this. Keep it tight. Hold on to it. Como su nombre? Huh? What's your name? Tommy. Tommy. Okay, Tommy. Okay, Tommy. Nice jacket. Keep wearing it. It'll come back in style. Don't worry about it. Now, Tommy, I want you to hold on to 3 torches. They're soaked with gas. Be careful, okay? Hold them with just this hand. Hold them up high. Okay? That way the gas will drip down your arm. There you go. Good. All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, not only will I attempt to do this, at the same time I will attempt to spin a plate of fire on my face. Dave, hold this in the other hand. Hand out flat, like you're asking for money. Hey, you could be a busker. All right. Keep it tight. Tommy, a little closer. Okay, just a second. Add a little musical accompaniment. I hear that over there. I'll do it here. Keep it tight. Tight. Tight, tight. Easy! Hard to go. Oh! Applaud, will you? Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the show. Before you go, I'd like you to listen to the words, a little poem I wrote about doing what you want to do with your life, which is what I used to be doing. It matters not the job you've got, as long as you do it well. Now, the things that are made by plans well laid, the test of time will tell. But you cannot count or know the amount or the value of a man by the show displayed or the beauty made by the touch of the juggler's hand. I am the Butterfly Man. I thank you for your kind attention. Thank you. Well, your time, but hurry up. Thank you. You want change for that nickel? Whoa, a $5 bill. Go make it a 10. Go ask Mommy for more, kids. Oh, my stem back. Thank you very much. You must have really enjoyed it. This is great. Kind of like...
Everybody say yeah! Yeah! Everybody want a boogie? Yeah! All right!
I can get pus out of my nose at any time. You want me to do it for the camera? This is great. Why not? You know, you got the butterfly man eating a tuna fish sandwich. And right after this, I'm going to give my dog a suppository.
No, he's going to want that on video.
I did have to go up. You know when she ate a bone? She ate too much of the bone and it kind of stuck in her ass, so it was hurting her when she was shitting. So I stuck my finger up there and digitized her. I used to do it to people in the hospital. What the fuck is the difference? Sticking it in a dog's ass. It's a little bit smaller. I don't think I did that on stage, although I think Dirty Fred did. See, this is the world that I'm in, or I fell into. It's world of street performers, right? And you can run. You got the greats. You have those that suck, the ones that are 2 inches away from being, panhandlers. You run the gamut from balloon clown to a killer circle show, you know. And luckily, having the kind of falling into the San Francisco scene and being welcomed in there, and it gave me a lot of chops. And also, I happened to be right at a time when street performing was becoming a saleable item at festivals around the world. So right after I did comedy clubs and colleges like this, but that goes nowhere. I mean, you just do your show, and I mean, I remember seeing a sign that said Egypt, 2 miles, and there must be an Egypt, Mississippi, right? Because I was saying, oh man, I'm in bumfuck Egypt, and then it said Egypt, 2 miles. It was like, ah! You know, I was lost all the time. I was living in hotels, and at least the colleges were better than the comedy clubs where you had to smell that other guy, or sometimes 2 or 3 in a room, and then just Hays City, Kansas, what was it, BJ's, TJ's, PJ's, something like that, that comedy room. I decided to be gay one night because I had killed all week, right? And my last show on Saturday night, I go upstairs instead of the downstairs. I do the upstairs bar. And I figured everybody knew me, right? I mean, how many people in Hays, Kansas are there? Right? I was there all fucking week. So I decided to go try to pretend to be a gay guy. So I said, good evening, everyone. My name's Robert. I'm from San Francisco. They call me the Butterfly Man. Silence. And I'm like, wait, you guys know I'm the comic from downstairs, right? I've been here all... Nothing. I says, anybody got a cigarette? And the guy handed me a cigarette, and I started shaking. I was going to do the whip thing, just find a bit to do real quick, something interesting. And so I get the cigarette, and then I don't know why I says, anybody got a joint? This guy pulls a joint out. Then the show started to go, and they started accepting me. So I'm puffing away on marijuana in Hays, Kansas, on the upstairs, indoors, just puffing away. Anybody want a hit of this? And then I got him, and I went on, and I watched my step. After the show, it's my final night, right? They're going to have a goodbye party for me. A lot of people have heard about this show still went well, okay? So I go back to this party. A lot of underage kids are there, and they're drinking. Police come. I said, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. I woke up. I'm an adult, right? I walk in, and I went, of course I had a hat on. And I said, is there a problem, officer? They said, yeah, well, a lot of these kids are drinking underage, and we're going to check a few licenses and make sure they're legal age and blah, 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 blah. They can't be sitting out here on the cars. He says, wait a minute, I know who you are. You're the guy who smoked the joint on stage at PJ's. What? You know, my God. How did he find that out? I mean, it was like an hour, 2 hours before that. And now I'm with a bunch of kids underage drinking. I'm the guy who smoked the joint. I'm thinking, you know, Bubba lives in Hays, Kansas. And they're going to put me in as his cellmate. And he let me go. I just, you know, yes, sir. Whatever you say, sir. Officer, sir. And I was out of there the next day. But I mean, that was my life, was living in really, and no life. Because nobody wanted to know me. Would you want to get to know somebody that looked like this if you saw their picture? No, you wouldn't. It's like, why do I want to go see the Butterfly Man? You know, am I gay? I mean, right? I went to Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College. I'll never forget it. ABAC. Abe Anderson's Badass Cowboys. ABAC. And my picture was plastered all over that school. Agricultural college. Nothing but a bunch of redneck cowboys, right? Here I am from San Francisco with my little tights and jester outfit. Walking into an agricultural college, somewhere in Georgia, I think it was. And man, it was like I had herpes simplex 10. No one would talk to me, come near me. This faggy picture of me holding a little sparkly ball was my only promo at the time, and they reluctantly showed up at the show because they had some announcement about a game or something. So everybody had to come. They forced them to come, and they were just really reluctant to like me. And then I went out there and I went, so how are you doing? How y'all doing? And just they lightened up and I said, man, this is a sorry sack of shit I ever seen as a stage, you know. Whoa, who's this dude? You know, and I took off and I did my thing. And after it, you, come on, let's go drink a beer. Let's go do this. You one funny fucker.
We love you, Robert!
We love you especially. We love you, Robert. Oh, yes, we do. We love you, Robert. It's true. Yes, Butterfly, we love you.
One more time from the top.
We love you, Robert. It's true. We love you, Robert. We do. We love you, Robert. It's true.
Butterfly Man, legend!
Man, what you got to say about this? What you got to say about that? You hell damn, shit, hell goddamn. That's all they say. Hell goddamn, shit